Hi everyone, Stacy here from Dies to Die For. Welcome to our Tuesday night video. We did our basic products last week, so now tonight's video I'm going to start with just a basic card and what I do for cards. I start with my base, whatever size I'm making. Tonight we're going to try to do a slimline, but I'm doing an A2 card tonight, which is 4.25. 4.25 by 5.5. Got to get these sizes down. And then the slimline size that I'm using is 4 by 8.5. And when I make my cards, there's some basic things that I do. I like something of interest in the background. For this card, I just use our torn edge rectangles. And then I like a sentiment on all of my cards. I'm not one to be able to just leave my card as is and leave a sentiment off. That doesn't work for me. Some people it does, but not me. And then I like to add some little pops throughout my card. So let's show you. And this is probably one of the easiest cards to do. And you don't have to make, some of my cards get rather complicated. You don't have to make a complicated card. If you're in a hurry and you need to go to a birthday party or something, you could always do something really simple like this and put like birthday wishes word on there, or something nice and simple, but it still looks great. Okay, for this card I used our basic rectangles, and I know I've told you guys before in videos, some of my basic rectangles one set I keep together, and then one set I pop them all apart so I can use them as mats or frames. If you don't happen to have two sets like I do, you can pop them all apart and then use some of the purple tape to just tape them together, tape them just like that, and then you can still cut them out as frames. Just put the tape on and take it off as you want to use them as mats. For this, I used my frame. I call these my frame torn rectangles because I keep them together. I used my frames and I just cut one set of white out. I did a pink background on this also. So I cut the one set of white out, and then there's, I think, 3 sizes of it on the inside that I did not use on this card. So let me set that aside and get some glue on these and show you kind of what I did. And I'm trying to work on speaking a little louder. I did order a microphone. I know some of you are having problems hearing me. So I will try to remember to speak up, and then hopefully once the microphone set gets here, you'll be able to hear me a whole lot better. Videos are not my comfort zone. They are not my strong point. So, hold on, So I get rather nervous, and when I get nervous, I tend to speak really softly. So I think that might be the problem with some of you being able to hear me. And hopefully as I get a little more comfortable with doing videos, my volume won't be a problem at all. When I'm putting glue on the back of a set like this, I just usually stack them all together. For me, that seems easier to put glue on them. Okay, now I'm going to take my card base, and then I'm just going to kind of fan these out. I put the first one on straight. Dang it, got caught. And like I said, this card is super simple. I didn't use any inks, anything. I just fanned them out and put them down. I kind of used this corner here as a little bit of a guide to where I wanted them. I kind of tried to stagger that corner. For me, looking at a small piece of something and lining it up or trying to stagger it is easier than looking at the whole picture. And I glued that one down to my sheet of paper. That's another tip. If you're using a sheet of paper and putting glue on it repeatedly, make sure that you don't put your stuff down where you already have glue and try to glue it there. Adhesive eraser, where are you? Still at home, still not here. Oh, and that's another thing. My mat is still curly. Just ignore it. I'm hoping it will straighten out. My good mat is at home. I took it home during the 25 days of Christmas videos, so I could do the last few days there and not have to leave on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to come make a video. And I still have not brought them back. So, okay, so I did 4 layers fanned out like that. And then this layer, I just kind of put it on there, going in the opposite direction, because I wanted to do something that would make my words stand out a little bit more. I always like to, I don't like my sentiments to blend in, so I like to do something to make them different and make them stand out. Then I cut a pink piece out and put it in the center. This is what I'm going to mat essentially my words on. I don't like, some people don't mat their sentiments or words. To me, I like that. It needs, like I said, it needs something to make it stand out. And since I don't have a shadow layer for the hugs, kisses, and prayers words that we'll be using, I just use a mat behind it. And that is also why all of our words that we've been making have shadow layers now, because I've realized how much I actually need those shadow layers. But the dies that we're using for the sentiments are the hugs and kisses die, and then the prayers die. They're 2 different dies, but they were made to work together, so you can use them together, or you could use like hugs and prayers if you wanted, kisses and prayers, whatever works for you. And I showed you the torn rectangle. Those are the only dies I've showed so far, right? See, my voice was starting to trail off again. I'm sorry. I will try to work on it. Okay, my hugs word did not get quite enough glue on it from my adhesive sheets. And this is another thing that I did not say in my last week's video that I would add to my card kit if I was making up a card kit for somebody. It's these adhesive sheets. And I have not been using the adhesive sheets that long, but I really, for all of the intricate die pieces, I really like them. And I just figured out what the problem is. I never put this sheet back over them and pressed everything down good. Otherwise, some of these pieces, it would take you forever to glue them, and that's fine if you're doing one card or you have all the time in the world and you're doing it and you're at home. But I'm trying to do quick videos and not waste your entire day watching me. Okay, I'm gonna put the kisses word somewhere in the center. We gotta find our ampersand. When I'm using words that I need an ampersand for, I always forget that we have this little ampersand on the hugs and kisses. I keep using the ampersand from the family bonus words, which is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna have to remember this next time I need an ampersand. Or just make a set with one in it. What do you think? Okay, we're going to put our prayers words down here. Okay, now it looks kind of neat like that. You could leave it just like that if you want, if you're not a person who likes a lot of frilly, sorry, I'm looking for a die while I'm talking, a lot of frilliness or a lot of contrast, but I do. So I took our Forget-Me-Not Flowers die and I cut out this one right here. And this is another die that you can either take these little layers apart or you can keep them together and make a frame. And then you can, if you take them apart, you can layer or you can use them individually. I think I use this die, these flowers, as a frame more often than I use just the flower itself. So I don't think I've ever used just the flower itself. I always use them as frame. And I cut them out in the same light pink color, and one set out in the darker pink. So let's see where we want to put these. And I know my colors are different than my original card, but I did not have any of the colors left that I used on the original card. I normally don't do cards in the same colors anyway if I'm making the same card, which I don't like to do because that kind of bores me. I like to challenge myself. I'll at least switch the colors up if I'm trying to recreate the same card when I do them for myself or my building or family anyway. Okay, then just look at your card and kind of add the little flowers in different places. I did cut one set out in the darker because I wanted some flowers on that white and that pink mat. Put that one down there. And let's see, we need another one over here, don't we? You want to know what's funny about that? I was not even looking at my original card when I was placing those flowers. And I got them pretty much in the same spots. Okay. There is your simple A2 card. Now, the fun part of this tonight for me is going to be to try to figure out how to turn this card into a slimline card. So, I cut out the same set of white rectangles and the same flowers in the same wording, and let's just play with it a little bit. Bear with me, this may be a disaster. We will see. Get all of my rectangles lined up again so I can put my adhesive on them. There, when I'm lining the shapes up like this, I always pick out one spot on the rectangle that stands out a little bit and is the same throughout them. On the torn edge, it's this little knob right here. I always pick that out to, otherwise trying to line them up is hard. When we first did our torn rectangle sets, all of the sets came individual. They were not connected together. And we do all of our own packaging. So when we were packaging, I can't even tell you guys how many dies we had to package, and we had to line every single one up and glue them all down individually. And oh, it was a nightmare. That's why all of our dies come connected now. It's to save us packaging time and save us headaches. But our dies, I know I've showed you this before, but all of our dies, even though they're connected, they're only connected in 2 spots. So if you just rock them back and forth gently, they come off. Then always take wire cutters or sandpaper, or some people use nail files, and get rid of the little nub that it leaves so that you don't cut yourself. Because some of those little edges can get sharp. Okay, we're just going to put some glue on the back of our rectangle. Might have enough. All right, what should we do with this? First, should we do our card this way, or probably this way is going to be the easiest, but I'm not going to be able to fan them out on this card, so I think I'm going to have to go down with them. let's see here. Maybe put this one on straight because I definitely did the first one straight. Should we stagger, maybe stagger them like this, I think? When we did the 25 Dies of Christmas videos, it was a lot of fun for me to try to figure out how to make an A2 size card and a slimline card out of the same dies. That's why I decided to continue doing it for this video series. Plus it gives you 2 different options to be able to use your dies. Though I don't seem to have a problem trying to figure out what to use the dies on. Maybe we should, ooh, that might look kind of cool to fan it this way too. Yeah, I think I like it. So far anyway. And then, let's see. I do have the smaller rectangles that I did not use on the A2 card. Am I talking too soft again? Sorry, I just realized that I was kind of mumbling to myself. I will try to speak up again. Okay. What do you think? One more, or is this one not going to show? We might as well because I already have it glued. So let's do that. That makes that kind of thick there, but I kind of like the fanning look. Then I think we're going to take this and put it right in the center. I used the wrong rectangle there. Let's see, I don't have another one cut out, so I'm gonna take this one off and I am gonna cut one out really quick because I want this size rectangle, not the small one that I used. No big deal. Mistakes happen in card making, right? They seem to happen on every single video that I do. Just showing you guys that it's okay to be a normal person. I will be right back. I forgot my cutting mat. Okay. And sorry, I'm doing the die cutting off screen because I don't want to have to move everything around. Is that the correct size? That is the correct size. Some glue around that. Now, take 2. Let's move it up a little bit so there's not as much empty space there. And because you have all of these rectangles underneath of here stacked, this mat might get a little bumpy. You can also take just a piece of white paper and glue your pieces down on that before you put them down so you don't see the big bump. That is how I would fix that problem. All right, let's go to our words now. Our hugs. No, in one of the 25 days videos, once again, remember I told my daughter to remind me to grab my adhesive eraser well, one of the last videos that we came here to do, and she came with me. We were halfway here and she said, "Oh, Mom, don't forget to grab your adhesive eraser." Okay, honey, I will do that. At least she reminded me though, right? Better late than never. And I do have adhesive erasers upstairs in our warehouse that I sell, but I refuse to open one of those because I have so many. I must have a hoarding issue with adhesive eraser because I have so many of them at home. Until I organized my stuff a little bit more, I didn't even realize that I had all of those. Okay, there's our words, and I will take my adhesive eraser when I get home to those little spots before I post my card. Now, let's just put our flowers on wherever we feel that they're needed. Flowers are just kind of a space filler in these cards. Let's do a smaller one down there. Maybe this one up here. Right there. And usually I try to do my things in sets of 3s or 5s or just 1s, but this card, I'm just randomly throwing them on. Not really paying attention to the rules. Guess I'm being a rule breaker tonight, huh? In card making, it's okay to be a rule breaker. All right, I don't think I really want many more flowers. Let's go with this one right here. Because I just kind of, I like the flowers to just fill in the empty space a little bit. But for me, it's really hard not to overdo it because I would just keep putting flowers and then look at it and say, why did I use so many dang flowers? We're going to put this one kind of up here. Maybe. Is that where we should put it? Yeah. Kind of goes over that, but and we'll put you down here. No, I don't like that. Let's switch them around. Yeah, that way this is a little bit more on the white, so it stands out a little more. Put this guy over here. All right. There you are for our first card video of 2021. Our Hugs and Kisses card. And we figured out how to make it into a slimline tonight. I actually kind of like it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again for Thursday night's video. Have a great night.